the British officer who actually drew the India-Pakistan border refused to accept his fee of £3,000? When Cyril Ratcliffe arrived in India on July 8th, 1947, he had never been east of Paris, knew nothing about Indian culture, geography, or social dynamics, and had zero experience in cartography. But he was given 5 weeks to divide 175,000 square miles of territory and partition a population of 88 million people. But his lack of knowledge was by design, a tool. The British government wanted a complete outsider so that they could claim the process was impartial. But in reality, they needed someone who would not ask too many questions because the clock was ticking. The British were bankrupt and wanted to leave. Soon Ratcliffe realized that he had been given outdated maps, outdated census reports, no detail of the topography, while the political leaders safely washed their hands of the dispute. Without looking at the land, surveying the land, Ratcliffe drew lines based on majorities listed in paperwork, and this led to massive errors such as running the border directly through the middle of houses, splitting institutional networks, and severing railway lines from the stations. Ratcliffe frequently used rivers as natural boundaries, not knowing that in the Indian subcontinent, rivers changed their courses drastically during monsoons. Perhaps the most evil act was that the border was finalized by August 13, but Mountbatten suppressed the announcement until August 17 because the British did not want to take the responsibility for the violence. If riots broke out on August 15 while the British flag was coming down, it would look like a failure of the British Empire. For 2 full days after independence, millions of people could not celebrate their freedom. And when the final boundaries were announced, it triggered one of the largest and most violent mass migrations in human history. Years later, in a 1976 interview with journalist Kuldip Nair, Ratcliffe maintained that he simply had no alternative given the absurd time frame, and refusing the money was his final silent protest against an impossible, devastating mandate. The last kick of a dying empire was to ensure that the two states would be born paralyzed, staring at each other over a line of blood.